So in this series of setting up your own website, we are now at a place where we have hosting, a domain, and we have installed WordPress. We had a first look at the interface, and now we also have the SSL setup for HTTPS on the WordPress site. Because that has a very significant effect on how you use WordPress, because some themes have different functionalities added to WordPress as well. So it makes sense to kind of have that decision very early on and make it a good one. Now, the options out there are endless in terms of themes. There are thousands upon thousands of different themes. There are tons of free themes. Then there are themes that are actually free, but they also have a premium version. And then there are the straight up pay for it themes. Of course, you can also customize your theme or make completely your own. But I would not recommend something like that because it's tons of work and we don't want to have that. For now, I will show you a couple of options where you can get themes. I will show you my personal theme and we will install that as well. The first thing I would say you can do is go to wordpress.org/themes, and then you can actually browse a pretty big library of themes. And in general, these themes tend to be free, but some of them again offer a premium version of the theme, and that might be a little bit upsetting. Oftentimes a problem I have with these kinds of themes is that they are built for a very specific purpose, and if you want to do anything outside of that, you cannot really do that. That is the reason why I personally would not go for this kind of theme if I want to build a really big website. But if I want to only have a little bit about me, a little blog, maybe something very simple, very basic, you can absolutely go for something like this. And maybe if you are actually going to build a bigger website, then you can upgrade later on. Where you also can get themes like this is actually just Googling WordPress themes or best free WordPress themes or best free portfolio themes. Depending on which kind of site you want to build, you can actually search for all kinds of themes. The next thing I want to recommend is ThemeForest. ThemeForest is a website where you can buy all kinds of web-related content, like code snippets or design templates for actual website, or you can actually buy completely finished WordPress themes. And here's also the website where I found my personal favorite theme. You can have a look at all kinds of themes there. These themes are not free, they are paid for. So you have to pay for a theme and then you can use it on one of your websites. But these themes oftentimes offer tons of more functionality, tons of more customizability, and I really like the whole system around it. As you can see on the screen, here are the 2017 best-selling WordPress themes, and one of the top themes there is the X theme. And the X theme is actually the theme that is the one that I absolutely love, and that is the one that I recommend in this series, because that's the one that I use. It is the one where I have 4 or 5 licenses running under my own name, and I have used it for 5 or 6 other client websites as well. To learn more about the X theme, you can actually go to theme.co, and here you can see they have 2 different versions. They have the Pro and the normal standard version. I used the standard version and the Pro version is actually just released a couple weeks ago. But for the most part, the standard version is absolutely enough. And you can scroll through here where you can see all kinds of amazing functionalities. The first thing they start out is the kind of stack you want to use. Because basically in this theme called X theme, you actually have 4 different styles of theme. You can use either integrity, you can use renew, you can use the icon, or you can use ethos. And these are basically first step customizations. You have to choose one of these, and some of them have functionalities that the others don't. It is very interesting to see the differences, and also they offer tons of demos where they already have it installed on their server, where you can look at different installations and different themes. And you can also use those demos on your own system in the beginning, that you, for example, start out with a clean WordPress install, then you install X theme, and then you install a demo, and you can either customize it to your needs, or you can reinstall the whole system and use a new demo. Additionally, in this package, they include extensions. And what I love about these extensions is that they have over 20 plugins that are third-party. They are not made by ThemeCo, but they are super powerful and they are actually premium plugins. And then there's probably my favorite about this theme. It is called Cornerstone, and this is basically a plugin that you can use as a page builder. And this is so easy to use. It is so customizable. I just love it, and I absolutely recommend you check out Cornerstone. If you don't want to buy the whole theme, you can also buy Cornerstone on the ThemeForest website. It's such a good plugin. You can build very powerful landing pages and the elements are just genius. And then it's also important to know that the community around the X theme is pretty good, where you have, for example, these X IPs where you can ask questions or get training, and you have tons of customizability. And as you can see here, more features like the different layouts. you have navigation options, where to put the menus, you can create custom pages, and you have integrations, for example, also into the WooCommerce website stuff. So you can actually build a store on top of X theme with the WooCommerce tools. And then you have the integrity style, then you have the renew, and you have the icon and the ethos. So as you can see here, it is actually very different depending on which kind of design you choose. If you choose the icon, the ethos, or the integrity, for example. Of course, it's also responsive, it's Retina ready, it has thumbnails, the page builder Cornerstone is amazing, and many, many more very interesting things. And last but not least, I already mentioned, I love that they have these demos, and you can check out if you like those designs. If you don't, you can choose a different theme, but this makes it very easy to know what you're getting into. And they also showcase different designs for different kinds of uses, for example, for restaurants, for an agency, or for a food truck. Almost at the end, you also have the different plugins that I already mentioned. These are the premium plugins that are integrated into the X theme, and you can just install them for free, and that makes the whole package deal a very, very interesting one. Especially with plugins like the Invera Gallery, the Essential Grids, or a simple Google Analytics plugin. In the end, if you are convinced that this is the right theme for you, then you can buy it today, and that will bring you to the ThemeForest store, where currently the price is at $39, but that is actually a greatly reduced price because they currently have the relaunch of the version 5, and if you buy this version, then you will also get the upgrade versions. I previously bought the version 4, and I now have the version 5 on my websites. Even though they made great changes and they improved it a lot, they made that a free upgrade. I have a link to the X theme item in the ThemeForest store in the description below, which is a referral link. Again, this helps me make this channel better over the long time. Please feel free to support me. If you don't want to do that, please feel free to Google it for yourself and then buy it. And as I've already mentioned, this design is something that is for more or less bigger websites where you want to build a nice landing page. I find it incredibly useful. It speeds up my process in building a website significantly, so I'm happy to pay the price. But if you don't feel comfortable spending the money, please feel free to find another theme. After you've decided to buy the theme, you have to click the Buy Now button here, and then you have to give some details and register with Envato here, and then you can actually download the theme at the end. In that download package, what you actually will get is also a license key and a registration page. The registration page is at theme.co/apex. Now, if you go to that page, you can go to register, and then you can actually register your account. But since I already have that account, I logged in. What you can do here is you can download the current version. You can buy another license, which will bring you back to the store from ThemeForest, and you can manage your account. On the account management, you can now also manage the licenses. And as you can see by this badge, I already have 5 of these licenses. And then you will see all the licenses that I currently have. Now you will click the verify license, then you have the purchase code, and you just enter the purchase code in this field, and then you click enter. It will verify that the code is not used by someone else, and then you can just start using it. This process is necessary to activate the license, so you can actually use it in WordPress after you've installed the theme. To install the theme, we have to go into the administration interface of your website, in my case universitychooser.com/wp-admin, and then we go to the appearance area. In the appearance area, we then click Add New, and then Upload Theme. Here you actually have to put the theme zip file, which you just downloaded from the Apex page. And then we can say Install Now. Now once the upload is complete, we can activate the theme right here. Now once the theme is activated, we actually have to put in the code that we also have put into the Apex. And once we have done that, it actually congratulates us and it is all activated, and we can start using the theme with all its functionalities. Now, one thing I wanted to note is that on this activation page you have multiple options, and one of those options is to have development and production websites. This basically means if you have a production website, for example universitychooser.com, and a development page which is development.universitychooser.com, where you test new things or change stuff around before you actually bring it to your official website, then you can actually do that and have the same license be used by both of those systems. In this case, I also did something like that because the development version just works the same as the production version, but I will delete the universitychooser.com website soon, so it is not a production version, it's just for development and showing you how this works in this tutorial. So I chose this inverter code and made the University Chooser website the development version. Once the activation is over, we have many things here. For one, we see which version is installed, which version is the latest available. We can also check if there's a new version. And down here you have the demo content area, which I previously mentioned, where you can install all kinds of demos that we can also see on the website from the X theme people, where you can install the demos to this website and then see how that would work with your content. And below the demo content, you actually have the extensions, which are these premium plugins that you can also install and use. And I like a couple of them, I dislike a couple others, but I will show you the plugins that I use in a later video. And at the end we have the approved plugins, which essentially are plugins that are not really made with or for the X theme, but the X theme actually works very well with them. For example, the whole WooCommerce website stuff, where you can build a shop with the X theme and WooCommerce. And of course you have the Contact Form 7, which is the easiest and most versatile contact form plugin for WordPress. Now what we can do as well is just have a look at the website, how it looks now. And as you can see here, we have the sample page, we have the completely different theme. It looks completely different. We can now have the menu up here. We can have the menu down here as well. And we have many ways to actually customize this. What we can do to open the customizer, we can go to the X icon up here and say launch. And once that opens, we have different options to choose. Content would change the content of the page we are currently looking at. And options is actually the whole theme basically, where we can change different things like the header, the typography, we can change the buttons, we can do all kinds of things. And of course, we can also change the stack. And the stack is the thing that I said. It is also a decision you have to make very early on, because the stacks actually are very different. And as you can see here with a live preview, now we had integrity, now this is renew, now we change it to icon, and this will look completely different again. And then there's also ethos. Now, after you have selected the stack, there are tons of settings. You have the integrity specific settings, you have the layout and design settings, you have typography settings. You have so many options, you actually have to go through those. And I would definitely recommend you spend an hour or maybe even two just going through all those options, that you know which options are out there. And you can also change them while you do that, and you see how it affects your website. Two more things that you can also see in this editor are the CSS and the JavaScript areas, where you can actually put custom CSS to change things on this page. And these settings, like the CSS or the JavaScript, these are actually available in Cornerstone again. So these are global CSS changes. If you edit the page itself, like a landing page, then you have CSS settings that are specific to that one page, basically. Last but not least, you also have the responsiveness check, where you can actually say which kind of design you want to see. And that is very helpful to kind of check if the site also works on mobile, for example. So you can check with the different buttons here how the different designs would work on different screen sizes. And the last one, of course, being the normal phone, basically. Once you're done with all your changes, you can just click the Save button down to the left. And of course, you can also go and exit the dashboard. Now we are back here, and of course we can have a look at the website itself. So the website itself did not change much because we just left the integrity there. In another video, I will also show you how to use Cornerstone to actually create landing pages, and how I would probably set it up in a nice way to build a very simple About Me page. That's it for this video. I really like the X theme, and if you want to buy it, I would highly appreciate it if you buy it through my link in the description below. If you don't like the X theme, and I can absolutely understand, especially if you're only looking for a very simple website, because the X theme is something that is made for bigger projects and bigger sites with landing pages, with a nice blog, with different sliders and stuff like that, I can absolutely understand. I really like the theme, and that's why I'm using it for almost every website. And of course, once you get used to one of those themes, it gets easier to work in them and you are actually getting faster. Now, if this was helpful for you, please give this video a like, share it with someone who needs help with setting up their website. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions. Now, if you want more in-depth help with creating your website, please feel free to email me. The email is in the description below as well. As always, check out the other videos in this series. Have an amazing day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.